What is going on, everybody? Welcome into the 110th edition of the Tuesday Track Talk podcast, featuring your Three Stones pit crew, maybe race directors today. Um, I think we probably have our most heated, controversial episode on tap in the 2 years of our existence.
I was gonna say
Um,
you say that like our championship Phoenix one was another one of those.
yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and dive into the Snowball Derby, and we are coming off of that not only but hour and a half ago.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're gonna let's go around. You're Jack Mankel.
Tire changer cam.
Gas man cam.
So basically what we got on tap for the episode, we'll cover a little news that some major bullet points that we've kind of come across in the week. Talk a little news, and then we're just gonna dive into the Snowball Derby, and talk about what has transpired in the last 3 hours. I guess in the last 4 hours of racing, and then obviously if you followed social media, how that whole race played out. Before we get into it, fellas, how we been?
Not so bad. Obviously coming off of being down at your place this weekend.
Yep.
For those that didn't watch the stream, as our other pit crew member mentioned, our marathon of a stream on Friday. Or sorry, on Saturday.
Yeah, 6.5 hours.
That was the most insane thing. And I'll keep most of my comments for offline. One of the most insane streams you guys ever put together.
Yep. Yep.
Oh man.
Pretzels sleeping and yup.
Yep. A little bit of outside influence.
It was fun though.
Yep.
It was fun.
Sure.
I will say that.
I'm trying now. I'm conscious about saying that.
Yeah, see, I got you guys. Got you thinking now.
Yep.
Got your thinking caps on. Yep.
But nope, good weekend.
Yeah.
Kind of second iteration of it that we've done.
Yep.
And oh god, Cam's
Asleep
but
at the wheel.
yeah, but see if we can maybe turn it back again next year.
If you watch the live stream, you saw a lot of that too. Sleep at the wheel.
Some.
Or snacking on stream. Well, when you go 6.5 hours.
Yeah, guys gotta eat. Come on.
Yep.
It was fun.
Let's talk news.
Yeah, we did do a stream yesterday as well as Sunday for what was going to be the Snowball Derby, which ended up getting moved to Monday. So, all right, let's go ahead and we're gonna bounce through news here, probably about 2 minutes worth of news, and then we'll talk Snowball Derby. So, first couple tidbits, talking a little Craftsman Truck Series news. Keaton Honeycutt makes his announcement. He'll drive the Tricon Garage Safe Light number 11 for next year. That was announced shortly after they had announced the thank you or put out a thank you to Corey Heim for what he had done with them. So still nothing from Corey Heim yet officially for next year, but that 11 truck is full. Right off the press this morning, Frankie Muniz, he will return to the number 33 for the newly branded Team Reum Racing in the Truck Series. So be doing that for next year. Viking Motorsports, they will expand to 2 cars with Anthony Alfredo driving the 96. So he will join Parker Retzloff as the other driver for that camp. And then in other expansion news, Peterson Racing will field the number 87 in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series in 2026 with Austin Green in the seat. That team will be one of 600 other teams that have an alliance with RCR Racing, or Richard Childress. So, man, I did not on my bingo card this year have the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series popping off the way it is.
Oh.
feels like
Right.
there's going to be 60 cars a week in that series the way it's going. So, yeah, there's a couple tidbits for you. News for the week.
Yeah, let's stay right in that series that we're rocking with here. Um, Big Machine Racing announces that Nick Sanchez won't return to the seat of the number 48 there. He obviously filled the seat of our good friend Parker Klingerman, and Sanchez was solid. Um, don't know that he's ever recovered from that right hook that Crafton gave him, but um, solid campaign for him, and felt like his announcement was came by surprise. So I don't know. There's something else behind the scenes that that team is working on, or um, what's going on there. But he made that announcement this morning. Um, Staying right in that series, LeVar Scott will drive full time in the O'Reilly Series next year for Alpha Prime Racing in the number 45 Chevy. A little bit of a surprise move there, but um, another seat and another car in that series gets filled. Going back to the Cup Series here, um, we already alluded to it. RCR's got 600 alliances, and Rick Ware announces they will move over to Chevy with the alliance from RCR and ECR engines in 2026. So, um, I don't know. I think that's a little bit of a surprising move. Rick Ware is going to stay operating with their stuff where RFK is, but no longer working together. So, um, we'll see what happens. I feel like Rick Ware has, for what people perceive them to be, um, they actually have found a way to be able to here and there run up front. So um, we'll see what happens with Rick Ware in 2026 pairing up with RCR. And then um, in sadder news and tragic news, Junior Motorsports and the racing world announced the passing of Michael Annett, 39 years old, and drove a lot for Junior Motorsports. And was it the one machine or the seven?
Yep. The one.
The one. Um, and yeah, that's really all that's been said. Um, Terribly sad, tragic, um,
Yeah.
and yeah, thoughts and prayers to him, his family. Obviously going through way too young. So um, terrible news.
Moving on to the dirt side of things, USAC double upping on the news here this week. First off, Cody Swanson, very well known for his feats in the USAC Silver Crown Series. He has been named this series director for USAC Silver Crown. Um, Again, very well accomplished driver in USAC. Uh,
Keep talking.
yeah.
I'm just whipping up a cocktail.
Oh God. And now will take over the series director position. To follow up with that, Casey Collar, if I named it right, has been named president and CEO of USAC Racing. He joins USAC after 9 years as the NHRA vice president of track management, operations, and general manager of Lucas Oil RRP. And the previous president and CEO, who has in his position since 2007, is moving on to, I don't remember the full abbreviation, but it ends in the FIA. Um, to take that position over there as their president.
Mm,
So some new
yep.
changes at the helm for USAC.
Yep.
Um, some sprint car news here. Skylar G and Logan Fenton Racing have parted ways. And as of now, there have not been an announcement from either side as far as what their 2026 plans are. And then Kerry Matson and Danny Sams the third, excuse me, and their respective teams announced that they're going to be racing high limit next year.
Yep.
And then finally, Marcus Erickson, IndyCar driver, was announced to be racing for Wayne Taylor Racing in the number 45 Lamborghini GT3 for this year's, or I should say next year's, Rolex 24 hours of Daytona. So just drivers filling in spots for next year's 24 hours. So that's what I
Yeah,
got.
for sure. All right. Well, I think we're just kind of at the point of talking through what everyone's here for, I guess, and that's going to be the Snowball Derby. So,
And
Not much to talk about, but
yeah, it should be just a quick, like, 5-minute race recap, and we'll just get on with our day.
uh, first off, long weekend, really long
Well,
week,
yeah. Yeah,
right?
it is a long week. The guys got what, one hour practice, and then they had to qualify, run the last chance, and then it was racing on Sunday. They made basically parade laps, and then it was all right, see you Monday.
Yep,
Snowflake got done at what, 3:40 in the morning or something.
yep. On
That race
Sunday
started
morning.
a little before 2 a.m. Still have support divisions that have to run tomorrow, that being Tuesday. So they're still working on that for just getting the weekend in terms of just fighting the rain all freaking weekend.
Yep.
So,
Couple of guys withdrew, um, as well in Max Reeves and Ryan Priest
yep.
before this one. No, Max Reeves said he had prior commitments. Priest never really went into why he pulled out. But obviously, so we're down to 34 cars for this one. But it was action packed as always. Um, and they were going at it right out of the get go.
Well, and I kind of said we had talked about it, and we were like, I just said I thought my comment was, and I was absolutely wrong, is that everybody was going to kind of play nice here for a little while, being that we wait until Monday to run this thing. That let's just let's click off laps, let's figure out what the car's got, let's see what we need, and let's do a give and take here for 200 laps, and then we can turn it up. And I was absolutely completely wrong.
Yeah.
And they were shoving noses in tight spots. It was the complete opposite of what I anticipated.
If you were not in the top three, you were getting roughed.
Yeah, you weren't
Given the
safe.
roughing.
Correct.
I mean, I don't even know that I would say that because we saw it from the old 91 machine right from the get-go. Um, Dude put the gas to the back of is it Preston Pelletier?
Felt here. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he
Um,
did it on a restart to Gilliland too.
um, I mean, I don't know if that was Majeski trying to figure out tires. Obviously that was a storyline too. That new tire that they were running, no data on that. How long is it going to hold up? I mean, they're figuring stuff out on the fly. Um, or if that's just classic Majeski want to get out front and go belt to you know what right from the get go. But he wasted no time working him over, and that 91 will be that's a whole nother that'll be the about a half-hour conversation here later. But
He wasted no time, and I still believe that he was going to try to lap as many cars as he could.
well,
Yep.
that's typically Majeski fashion.
Just turn the wick up, and he was just going to bury a whole bunch of race cars. And he did that. He
Yep.
absolutely did that, and he did that on that first run. And it was before that caution. I mean, it was like it wasn't even like he was saving anything. It was hammer down, and he was giving her hell. So yeah, I kind of waited for like the lead to level off a little bit. I was kind of waiting for like, okay, yeah, we're at 3. We're at 3.5 seconds. Now we're to 4. And I was gonna kind of wait for that time to just kind of level off. And it just kept growing. And it
Yep.
just kept growing. Even late in that race, it got to be what, 40 or 50 to go. And we were talking about it. Save a little tire, save a little tire. 4.5, 4.2, 4.5, 4.7. Next, the lead was at 5.2 seconds. It's like, buddy, you can chill out
Yeah,
for a minute. Like, you're damn good. We know that. Just
right.
save a little tire if you need it on a late restart. Yeah, I don't. That car was insane.
Yep, for sure. And you had guys obviously that had their troubles too. One of the early instances was Carson Brown and Casey Roderick.
That,
Roderick blows a motor and that
the whole,
piles everybody up to check up, and Roderick just destroys the wall.
I don't know what happened between Butcher and Brown
There was some kind of miscommunication between somebody.
because it was like he tried to miss him, but then he hooked him and he turned him right into the fence.
Yep.
And it was very odd. And I mean, that car hit the fence a ton, tore the shell off of that race car roof, the windshield, like it was all intact, but it was severely separated from the chassis. Like that was he shortened up the rear of that car pretty significantly.
Oh, big time. Big time.
So
Yeah, and I guess I was a little bit confused on how that happened too, because I mean, could have been the spotter thing too. Could have been a spotter thing too. Um,
yeah,
given if Butcher was trying to get down. Um, but yeah, you saw the little wiggle there going down the front stretch, and then at that point, a little wiggle at those speeds, you're just along for the ride.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I've never seen a race car look like that.
yeah, it was. Yeesh, that was a hell of a hit.
Yeah. And talk about guys that again that caution helped was Kyle Busch. He was either that one or the next caution in because he was already lapped at that point, obviously having races his way in from the LCQ.
Yep,
That helped him put him back on the lead lap, but that also took tires super early, which we got to remember those he had 30 extra laps on his tires from the last chance.
true. Yep, yeah. He hit because he had to run that. He had to run the last chance to get in. So yeah, when he got that caution, and Hudson Bulger is another guy. He got kind of tangled up in two early cautions that just ended his day. I mean that it didn't look terrible, but just the nose and the hood and all the cosmetics of that car were just not supported. The nose was just dragging. He had a really good qualifying effort too.
Yep.
He kind of got tangled up. Roderick blew up. Um,
Honeycutt got involved in that early caution.
yeah, he got tangled up with Bulger for the first time. Yep, down in one and
Yep.
two. He kind of had a little bit of a rough day. Broke a shock and end his day. Um,
Latsfitch had his troubles. Butcher had his troubles. Bubba had too many guys working on the car. Went to the rear and just wasn't good.
struggled from there, and then that was kind of he pulled. He didn't even finish. Um, so
Just a rough deal.
yeah. Well, and then you got. So I guess this kind of leads me back that conversation of
Little blowover here got me.
Dustin Smith and Gavin Bichelle get together.
Oh man. Which first off, super late in the race, right? Guys are
Yeah.
starting to fight for every position they can.
Yep.
I was Bullshell underneath them. Did Dustin have the right to it? I don't know, right? But either way, the two of them ended up colliding, caused a late race caution, which you don't want to be that guy causing a late race caution.
Yeah, which that's kind of what led us to where we are now. But yeah, Dustin Smith showed his displeasure with the 24, ultimately runs him over under caution, cuts his left front.
Yeah,
So 24 had a flat. The 33 got to rejoin the race. Don't know that I love that scenario.
Well, and obviously that's going to be a key part of our one part of our discussion, um, coming up here shortly, honestly.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, from a just a call on itself, the 33 did get to rejoin the race when you're roughing cars up under caution, which snowball derby or not should not be a thing. Like pull up and give them a few hand gestures, yes, fair. Then you get your ass back in line.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, that cutting a tire should not be a thing. From contact under caution.
Right.
Should have been black flag, maybe? Question mark.
Parked.
I was going to say parked.
So I get your point. I know where you're getting at.
But you get what I'm saying. That I can tell you what would happen up here.
Yep.
That car would be loaded before the race is over.
You can make your way on out.
Correct.
Yep.
You can be the first one to do so.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's the kind of the part that I was like, oh, wow, so we're going to let him rejoin the field while he potentially ruins somebody's day under caution late in the race.
Yep. And again, ultimately that sets up the conversation piece of this race.
Yeah, the debacle on the 91.
So everybody comes down for tires, they pit.
Yep.
Or sorry, that was at the prior caution. But yeah, everybody that stacks everybody up. Nasty's in second at that point, which at that point was the biggest competitor to Majeski.
Yep.
And the whole restart debacle.
It's the whole play games on the restart,
which happens everywhere.
Yep.
But
no, the first one,
100%.
100%. He jumped. You get two of them. They were going to give him two of them. The first one, you got to see if you can get away with it.
Which,
if not,
I mean, I'm sorry, you got to make it a little bit closer than that if you're going to try and get away with it. That was bad.
Yeah. So you can try something on the first one. You get a gimme. So I think you try something to see if you can get away with it. If you can get away with it, you look like a superhero.
Yep.
And then it comes down to the second one, and then you're in a really tricky situation. If the rest of the field holds up, it's going to look really bad.
But it's also the leader starts the race.
Dude, see, that's the thing about that is the leader starts the race. You can accelerate to the box.
Here, like I got the rule book right here.
Yep.
This is under the 5 Flags rule book, which is on their website. Everybody can come and see it.
Yep.
I got it right here. Once the pace car leaves the field, the leader can steadily increase their speed until the box. Leader must accelerate first once in the box. No slowing, weaving, brake checking, or decrease in acceleration once the pace car leaves the field. That is the restart rule.
And when he got out of the car, he knew the rule right away.
Yep. Under section 7 of the standard event race procedures.
Yeah.
Which, again, I'm going to assume is the same rules that they're using for the Snowball Derby.
Either track rules. Fair enough.
Yep.
So before we even get into the rest of this, the fact that they're going to rewrite the rule for next year, I have a couple arguments with that conversation. Number one, that doesn't fix this year.
Correct.
It doesn't fix the check. It doesn't fix the guy that led 200 and
the majority of the race.
3/4 of the race, let's call it that. The guy that had the absolute dominant race car. I don't know. He got the black flag twice. If he comes down, does that even change anything?
I mean, ultimately, higher finish position because he's not as many laps down.
But it doesn't change the fact that it's not going to change the race.
No, 100%. And the fact that, oh, we should probably look at the rule and rewrite it, then you're
Ah,
admitting that,
that's a little chicken shit.
correct. Then you're admitting that something isn't right originally. Like, talk about backing yourself into a corner. Hey, this is the rule. We're standing on ground on this is the rule. Okay. But
It
now
would be
that you're saying that you might have to rewrite the rule, well then why are you enforcing it?
So that's one of the big beefs I got is, we're going to look at rewriting the rule for 2026. I guess in my mind, I interpret that you basically got caught with your pants down.
Yeah, 100%. Oh,
correct.
100%.
And like, this is where my frustration comes in with the whole situation is we're not talking about, like I said in the thing, we're not talking about some sleazeball who's always got tech issues, who's always trying to cheat the system, who's always in the news for wrecking, tearing shit up. We're talking about uh Craftsman Truck Series champion and one of the, or if not the best and most respected super late model driver across the country
Especially in our generation.
in our generation. And he always does it right. He races respectful. They got a good crew. They're never in the headlines for anything other than what seems to be just straight up winning.
Yep.
And the fact that this happens is not ideal. Um, yeah, I think it just puts a black cloud over everything, honestly. Like,
It's 2025 is going to every 2025 is going to be the year that Nasty won the Derby because Majeski got tossed.
and you can, I don't know. I'm hard pressed to, and like, it would be one thing if like he came out and was saying like, oh yeah, the first one I didn't jump. And restarts are always playing games, but who knows? He jumps the first one. Who knows? Maybe he's trying to get nasty to jump the second one. You don't know. They're playing games, but I'm pretty confident somebody like that shows up knowing the rules. And like when he says the rule states you can pick up speed coming to the restart zone. When you get to the line, you go.
Yep.
And
So that
for
basically,
and then you want to throw in that, and then it's probably not all going to help, but I'm sure, which he said, Nasty's radio was screaming for he was jumping restarts,
Which
which he had,
you're gonna do on every restart just to hope your luck catches with it.
yeah. But I don't know if the rule book truly does state you can pick up speed coming to the restart zone. Like that is, like this is
well, then why do you have the box then? Is my question. If you can pick up speed to the line, then why do you have the box? Because you're accelerating to the box then.
Yep.
And that's the way Majeski said he interprets the rule or what the rule is that you can pick up speed coming to the box. When you get to the box, it's go. And I don't know what you guys watched for replays, but
What
um,
replays?
well, that was the other thing. Flo showed it one time briefly in his interview, and then that was the last you seen it, and then they put it out about an hour after the race on their social media. Um,
Whoa.
but I don't know. I When you watch the restart,
Do you want to see one?
and 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 I
I
guess the
got
thing,
I got one up. If you want to watch it, we can show everyone. We can watch one.
and I guess my other thought is, yeah, we can get into it. My other thought too is like you guys said, like, buddy, he's the best car. He's led 80-90% of the race.
How
The
much?
leader, being the leader of the race, you get that advantage. You get to determine when to go. And I don't know. I think him, I don't know. Obviously, slightly biased, Midwest guy. Obviously, I had picked him to be um, my race winner. Um, and the other thing too is I think you just put yourself in a situation of like, when we're watching the Packers, like, what does everybody want to happen? Refs don't get involved.
Yep.
Like, if you're coming off of the Packer game and you're talking about the refs and the officiating, like that's never what you want as the NFL. And that, like, now we get that scenario just in the racing world. We're coming off the race and the iron's hot, and all we're talking about is officiating.
Yep.
Correct.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out how many laps Majeski led.
yeah, I was trying to look for it too and I couldn't
You
find it.
can't find it. I don't know. I mean, again, it just comes down to the fact that this race is forever going to have an asterisk behind it.
And of course, this is going to be the race that's going to be talked about for years, even outside of that.
Correct.
And you know what's going to happen? They're going to say, you know, by chance that Majeski wins it next year, which boy, you want to talk about wanting to put belt to ass. Cam, I'm going to finish your phrase, belt to ass on guys next year.
No,
Like,
he'll lead all 300 of them.
and they're going to say redemption from last year and this, that, and the other.
This, what I'm seeing here, says Majeski led a race high 225 laps.
Checks out. I believe it.
Yeah. And the only time he didn't was when he went on his pit cycle.
Correct. And he still drove through the field.
Yeah. The car of the race, hands down.
Yeah. There were some other cars that kind of came and went, but I don't know. He drove around them. I don't know.
It's just the other thing too is like, and we mentioned it earlier, was the 33 of Smith. Why wasn't there any kind of penalty?
Yeah, how can we wreck stuff under caution? But like, oh, go ahead and right back on the racetrack.
Yep.
We're talking about an interpretation of a rule and wrecking equipment under caution. Or is that or can we not compare those scenarios? The only common denominator amongst the two is the person making the call.
And I think, you know what? Like, I'm not saying this is going to happen, nor do I wish it to happen, but this is what ends up ruining events like this is if guys show up to the track and no, it's not, you know, a different guy is going to get a race official is going to treat a different guy differently based on interpretation of the rule. I mean, this can be the whole debacle of, you know, again, I don't wish it to happen, but Midwest guys saying, look, if that's how they're going to do it down there, we're just not going to go.
Yeah.
Well,
And
it's a long haul down there.
and it's a crown jewel right now, but like if you continue to we leave these races like this and we continue to have these types of conversations, it just it takes away from the crown jewel of the event, and it just makes it fun for nobody. Like, as a race fan, like, what are the officials going to do this year?
Yep.
And like, no race car driver wants to show up to the track and be questioning how they're going to be officiated.
They won't show up. That's the thing.
And that's what I'm saying. You go right down that rabbit hole. Like Majeski, I don't think he has it in him. He obviously wants to win everything, but like, his post on social media that he just made, which we haven't even got to, is now they want to pull his engine, and his motor. Um, but he said he needs a racing detox. Like, if I were him, like, obviously he wants to win everything and he wants probably to go back and dominate this thing again. But I'd think long and hard before I'd make the trek down there again.
Yep.
And if he didn't show up, would you blame him?
No.
Nope. And that's even coming off of, we
And
got to remember, he was right there for the truck championship too.
I think here's the thing is like obviously with the officials and all that, like they made the call and you can't blame them. Like once they made that call, they're never going to reverse it.
Yeah, it was a pigeonhole call.
It was a pigeonhole call, and they made the call, and so Majeski, as much as he wants to petition it, like, and I totally am backing him and everything he said, did, and all that, they were never going to reverse it because that would have caused even more drama.
Yeah, you can't go back and rerun the race.
Correct.
Yep.
And um, where was I going with this?
The fact that they're yanking his
Oh,
too is insane.
so I do have 2 points on that. So I guess one point is they made the call. You can't reverse the race. And the official and track owner should have just came out and said straight up, you jumped the restart, and that's all they should have said.
Yep.
You jumped the restart. The fact that they're now saying we're going to consider rewriting the rule book, I guess for anybody else, and again, a little bit of bias coming in, but like, is that not openly admitting like that you screwed it up?
Yeah. Or that was a ball and strike call, and like,
It's a
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, and so like if you're gonna make the call, like it would have been one thing if they would have just said he jumped the restart. That is the call we made. He jumped it. If we look at the replay, that is what we believe. But the fact that you said we're going to consider rewriting the rule for 2026 just opens up a whole nother conversation of like
So going on
he's
top
got
of
a
that,
point.
yep. So the thing with that is I think because of how sensitive it is right now, because let's be honest, you're talking about a $50,000 payday.
yep.
So my thing is if they would have just left this alone and said he jumped the restart, which he jumped the restart, that's what it is. That's the call. And then next year, they just said we are clarifying this restart zone rule, and there would have been a news bulletin on it next year. I can understand it a little bit more. The fact that you had to comment on it right away, right in the moment, I think makes it potentially not makes it worse. I think. Um, but I think that's the part that it should have just very quietly been changed or clarified, I should say. Not changed, clarified. It needs to be made black and white.
And now I will flip the script and say obviously he's finished I think what 17th now or no 20
23rd.
something 23rd.
23rd.
Now I will say uh with all due respect, just badass to run the rest of it and just show. Like I felt like that was, hey, you guys want to do this? Like the only way you're gonna beat me is a judgment call. Like just running all the laps and being like, yep, I won this thing. I know I did. Um, totally respect that. And then parking that thing on the finish line, like, and then not only that, but
Swung him
taking his
over his shoulder. Yeah.
yeah, and then not only that, taking his car to tech, like I will say, in your defense, Majeski, like you start doing that, like you're probably pissing some people off. And so now they're gonna say, all right, you want to keep doing all this, like, and then you want to pull your car down to tech, all right, we'll pull your engine. So like you can't play both sides of it, like you can't be the hero and the villain. Like I'm all for everything he did, running all the screw the black flag. I'll show you guys that I got the best car, won the race. I'll park this thing on the finish line because you all saw it that I dominated this race. I mean, had they not the black flagged him, he leads what 230, 235 of
Yeah.
300.
He even put on his Facebook post of him going under the checkered flags on his
He
post.
post he posted that picture.
Yeah.
Um so who else's motors are we yanking? We don't want to mention that conversation. They said 4 to 5 they anticipated.
Yep.
So why him?
Why not Nassie? What about Spencer Davis? What about Preston Pelletier? Let's talk about the other guys that ran up front.
or had fast cars.
That's what I'm saying. That's all right. Dawson
Yep.
Sutton. Let's yank. He's number finished technically second now. Pull your bullet. Let's see. Let's see. And I guess the conversation around this, and I have a hard time understanding this because if we're gonna pull motors, but it's not gonna affect the finish of the snowball, why are we pulling motors?
Right.
It just seems like a whole bunch
What
of.
are we accomplishing with this?
It just seems like a big old monkey circus to like do what? Like check these engine builders? Well, fine. But like, can we not do an independent test in the off season? We're not having to yank motors out of race cars. Like yeah. Like if it's not going to affect your finish, then why are we yanking motors right now?
Yep.
Let these guys
Here's
take their motors out and okay, fine. If you're going to tell me I got to take my motor out, I will send you the freight ship for when my motor goes out to said independent tester wherever you're going to send it, and then from there they can send that to my builder. Let I don't know. I guess that's too much of gray area because you can't leave motors in shops because you know how that goes sometimes.
Yep.
But you know what I mean? Like why we got to? It just seems like a big runaround for like to not affect the finish of the Derby. Well, put that on the engine builders then. I don't know. That's the part that kind of like because like what other motors have we seen that they're pulling? Nobody.
But
Like because
nobody.
no one else is posting that they're getting pulled.
Which I'm waiting. I'm waiting on Matt Weaver. He's got a lot of stuff. Oh, here we go. He just posted it. Four motors. Hamner Performance from Dawson Sutton. McGillicuddy engines from Majeski. Robbie White engines from Finch. And Upchurch Performance from Butcher.
So they pulled one for every builder.
Yes, but again, so why not Nasty? Why not Peltier? So so now my question
here's
is, and I'm gonna jump in on old Matt Weaver here, not to push buttons, but just curiosity. What motors does Nasty and Peltier run?
here's where I'm going with this. I made this point to the storylines. I see this. I was just scrolling some of the Matt Weaver stuff on X. This is what I'm alluding to, and I'm gonna butcher this name here, but his first name is Danny, and his last name looks like Lemcool. And Danny, if you listen, thanks for this great post. But he says the more and more we have DQs at this race, the more it seems it's malicious and for attention. It should be used to keep the race fair and honest. This was a call that did not need to be made, and just another example of gimmicks that really gets old. And I think that's the next question too, is like Majeski said, like, I don't know. Did that call really need to be made?
We're talking about a matter of feet in this.
Correct.
So, yeah.
I
A lot of questions.
A lot of questions, really no answers. If I'm being honest.
Yep.
and yeah, it just
I'm curious how they picked the drivers that they're yanking.
and
Yeah. Same.
You just put
like
random names in a bucket and go. You drive a McGill gun. You're a Hamner or whatever. All right, just put them in a hat and you just draw a car number or what?
and here's the thing, like when all these replays and these pictures that are people are, I know it's different, slowing it down and freeze framing it and screenshotting, but like from all the pictures, like when his nose touches the line from supposedly when he's jumping the restart, like Nassie's front end is like to his right front wheel.
Mid door. Yeah, he's mid door.
Like it's not like we're sitting here going, geez, his front end's at his bumper, like coming to the restart zone. Like, I don't know. I just see Matt
All right.
Weaver interviewed
Just
him.
so you know, that restart came with 12 to go. Okay. This is the picture you're referencing. I'm going to show you this, and I will reference the video. This is from Lore Sport, who was there. This is the picture that you are referencing, Cam.
X machine.
I'm assuming that's the one you're.
That's one of them.
Yep.
And I'll share
Would you like
this.
to see this in real? And would you like to see this in real time?
Come on.
What do you got going on here?
Is that Peace Bastoni one?
Oh, yep. There you go. A little blurry, but yep.
So that's obviously Majeski. We'll see here if I can.
If you want to share, let me share my screen. I got the same photo.
Go ahead. Oh, yep.
So that's the photo, Cam. I think yeah.
Oh, yep. Pete Pistone.
So like
That's the broadcast aerial view. I had the same picture at the same spot from the grandstands.
so.
It just honestly the whole situation just kind of sucks.
Yep.
Like
For
there's
what
no
was a decent race.
Yeah, it
And-
was. But here we are. And I'm going to say this and take this for what you guys feel like it's worth, because obviously we sit, obviously frustrated, and
Go look at the picture I just sent in the group chat.
for those of you that are listening for potentially the first time and seeing this, there's a bias there probably to us to a degree. But like it does seem like this is very this is very polarizing. You are either very much nasty or you are very much Majeski, and there is no in the middle.
Absolutely.
Nasty is a polarizing driver in his own right. But we're looking at social media, it is very much polarizing. Very strongly one way or the other.
Yep.
I don't know. Personally, for a race like that, I think you go away with the box. Go away with the box and let them run side by side. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, let's even talk about up here by us. We have different series that run on the same track at the same night in the same event that have different restart rules. Certain series at certain tracks use the box.
Yep.
Other said series don't use the box. They're grateful that tracks do have a box, but they don't use them. Gradually picking up through 3 and 4 side by side coming to the start finish. And it's stated exactly as that at the drivers' meeting.
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit, yeah, because now you're one way or the other on this. And again, we had talked about this previously that we wanted the Snowball Derby to be big again. it was bigger this year than it was last year. It was a positive step in the right direction. And now you just like you sit here at night and you go, well, shit.
Yeah. So, you want me to read off top 10 real quick?
Sure.
So obviously Stephen Assey wins it. Sutton second, Jake Garcia third, Casey Klein fourth, Jake Finch fifth, Matt Craig, who had a rough day, finished sixth, Fredrickson in a quiet seventh,
Yep.
Person Peltier with eighth in his final run at it. Hayden Plybon was ninth, and Derek Thorne, who somehow managed a 10th.
After tearing the nose off of the 22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like it's just you're in a spot of like we had talked about wanting this race to be big again, and now it's just like, all right, here we are. We're rewriting rules after what happened today.
yep.
I don't know.
People commenting the engine pull is so random on the Majeski car. Seems like they had it out for him today.
Well, I guess the thing is if you refuse a pull, they'll probably just tell you not to come back.
All correct.
Not
Is
going to lie, I would have cheated and looked at the random numbers. If they're going to pull the Majeski engine, they should have pulled the NASCAR motor as well. I know it's random, but it would have been better off just doing the top 5 or something. Eliminates that hint that something could be off. See, we can sit here and go down this whole route now. I mean, this is just adding fuel to the fire. We can sit here and go down all. You stack the cards
no.
and say we're going to rewrite the rule. Now you're pulling his engine. Now it's just like okay.
Well, the
Now
worst,
it's like yeah.
the bad part is if something comes out on the builder itself, well, then that's a whole other conversation.
Yep.
But no, did they say they were going to pull 4 to 5 motors? Yeah.
Yep. They made it very well clear that they were going to do that.
They knew before the weekend that they didn't to say who they were going to pull. They said they were going to pull some. So that, yeah, they knew they were pulling some, but I don't know. I guess they pulled their Southern Super Series champ. They pulled their Blizzard Series champ in Butcher.
Yep. So, just to add fuel to the fire to this, and this is somewhat off topic, but just to add fuel to the fire to this, Butcher took first place in the super late model rankings too in this scenario.
Correct, because yeah, if Majeski would have just finished because he had lapped Butcher a handful of times, he'd had that locked up. Correct.
So,
Yeah,
for what it's worth.
The comment section is
It's not getting any quieter.
So, I don't know. I speak in my piece. I got nothing.
I mean, I'll speak my piece and say I think it was a screw job, straight up, and I don't agree with it. And the shitty part is here we sit, we can't do anything, and we're out $50,000. So, gotta think long and hard before we where we go from here, and if we want to go back. So,
But
that's what it
hey,
is.
I do actually have one more thing. If you want to test your skills as race director, the Mid-Am Racing Series is looking for a race director.
yep.
Just throwing that out there.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you really want to get into the weeds, Philip Rivers is visiting the Colts tomorrow. For
anybody still.
any you
Yep.
fantasy football gurus. Watch him sling the rock around the yard.
Needs to pay
Oh,
off his child support.
he's got a football team himself, I think.
I think he's got a baseball team for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways,
Yeah, I guess I don't know. That kind of wraps up. Again, we're not going to hide it. We are on the national scene. We are Ty Majeski fans. I mean, let's not hide behind the fact of we are who we are, and But given the circumstance of the scenario and the call, and just trying to consider as many of those factors that played into what seems that the Snowball Derby always has something about it, more often than not. So, yeah, that's kind of it's the way she goes, I guess. That's how they would say that. So, any final thoughts as we kind of wrap up what's been the 110th edition of this podcast already?
Looking ahead at the race schedule, you're kind of got slim pickings. I went through Flow Racing and Dirt Vision here,
Yep.
and the schedules are getting non-existent.
Yeah, ours, we don't have anything on ours until the 20th of December.
So,
Do
yeah.
we have a Wheelman of the week?
Ty Majeski.
If there's a time that we could break a rule, actually.
I mean, it's him or Bobby Pierce, whichever one you want to vote.
Majeski.
Majeski.
All right, I'll get that graphic put up tomorrow.
I'm going to put that in the record books then.
Well, correct. It's awarded.
Now him and Davenport are our 2 3-timers.
Yup. We'll bet that yellow race car posted all over our social medias. But yeah, schedule's getting thin. We're through probably what's been one of our biggest weekends of the year with the Dome and the Derby.
Yep.
So yeah, fun episode. Obviously, this is a weekend we've been looking forward to. And Snowball Derby, Gateway Dirt Nationals. If you're listening to this episode and you're wondering why we didn't talk Gateway Dirt Nationals, we'll revert you back to Saturday's live stream. We got 6.5 hours of sheer entertainment. There might be some in and out of sleeping. Some Gateway Dirt Nationals, little off topic, back to racing. But if you're looking for some Gateway Dirt Nationals combos, content, we'll revert you back. You got 6.5 hours from Saturday.
One thing I got to throw in on that too, and Cam, I don't know if you caught it. The battery on the computer died midstream as well.
Yeah.
So we had a little.
Somebody didn't realize that the computer charger that's got 2 pieces, they kind of came unplugged when somebody laid down on the couch.
No, the plug was never in the wall to start off with. You're the one that set the charger up.
Yeah. Plugged her back in, she fired right back up, and we were still live.
We had that little bit of a oh crap moment.
Yep.
But yeah, obviously this is a weekend we've been looking forward to for a while. Love Gateway Dirt Nationals. That was a heck of a show, and we love this race. The Snowball Derby. I will say this podcast is a little bit more somber than we wanted it to be, and got a taste in my mouth that tastes a little bit like shite about this race and event. So think long and hard here about where we go from here.
Well,
as a viewer, I'm not sure I will be tuning in next year.
Well, yeah. Well, if you really want to keep that mood going, we're probably going to talk about NASCAR next week.
Oh, yeah. We got a lot to talk about there.
Yeah. 2311 and Front Row are looking for $360 million from NASCAR.
NASCAR says they're going bankrupt if they got to pay that. Dead ass, they said.
Correct. Oh my God. What? Hey, so I guess we're looking ahead to next week. We ain't gonna have any racing to talk about, so we're gonna have to craft ourselves up.
We're going with the court recap.
Or you can
next week. On next week's episode of the Tuesday Track Talk, we are going to talk law vocabulary.
Yep. The only race that's happened is the race to the bank for whoever wins this deal.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, we will for sure have an episode next week. The topic to be determined. As we kind of look ahead to what once we get through the first of the year, we know for sure we're going to have our 2025 awards ceremony. So we'll have we got, I don't know, 8, 10, 12 already awards decided. So we're looking for a few more topics for that. So that'll come after right around the first of the year. So but yeah, we'll for sure have an episode next week as we always do. Can plan for that for your Tuesday midday entertainment or Tuesday night, whichever suits you best. For next week. Well, it kind of wraps up what's been a wild day. I don't think there's really any other way to state it. It's been a wild day. There's been some unprecedented times in the asphalt racing world, at least in terms of what's transpired. So, as we kind of wrap up this episode again, if there is any racing by you, get there, support your short tracks, support your local racing tracks so they can thrive and survive. And as always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next week for another episode of the Tuesday Track Talk podcast.